Karma Music Podcast. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hey, welcome to Sound Karma Song Spotlight, episode 57, brought to you by One Big Web Design Firm. They're based in Nashville and serving clients around the world, building and marketing affordable websites to businesses in all fields. They specialize in websites for the music business, including artists, bands, singers, and songwriters. Their designs have won awards for Best Designer 4 years in a row. And in a city like Nashville, that's a pretty big deal. Let them build a website for you. For a free quote, visit onebigwebdesign.com. That's the number onebigwebdesign.com. I'm your host, Big Zach. This podcast is all about new music discovery. You know, there's so many talented artists, musicians, bands, singers, and songwriters all around the world. We think all music should be heard. We may not be able to spotlight every song ever written, but we're sure going to try. If you're a fan of music, we hope you subscribe. Each week, you'll get exposed to new artists from all over the world. We focus on a lot of different formats too, like rock and pop, R&B, soul, EDM, electronic, rap, hip-hop, jazz, instrumental, alternative, indie, ambient, and even some other made-up formats. The tracks included in each week's episode kind of depends on what's new. It depends on what we find out there. It depends on what, submissions are sent to us, which brings up another thing. You can send stuff to us to be featured. If you're a solo artist or in a band, send us your latest track. The easiest way to get it to us is on the submissions page at soundkarma.com. It's karma with an H. You can upload an MP3, a picture, your bio, tell us your social links, whatever you want to do. But the more ways we can let people know how to find you, the more your followers can grow. So go ahead and submit something. And if we can spotlight your music, we will. Everyone is welcome to participate. So in this week's podcast, we're spotlighting 35 new music releases covering alternative pop, indie rock, hip-hop, indie pop, singer-songwriter, electronic, hard rock, alt rock, folk rock, pop, rock, modular synth, metal, punk rock, alternative, R&B, soul, and techno. All right, let's get to it. We featured some tracks from Dara before. This one's a little bit different than the other ones. He's an alternative pop artist. He's probably one of the most dedicated musicians you're ever going to find in the business. And he's one of those guys that you think probably eats, lives, breathes, walks, talks music. It never stops in his brain. And sometimes when artists are that dedicated to music, they never really finish a song. They may be writing it or tweaking words, or maybe they're in the studio and they're laying down the tracks, and they change the processing on one part, or change drums, or maybe add an extra lyric, or it never really finishes. Sometimes you see an artist in concert, and the way they sing a song may be completely different than what you heard on the album, or maybe they've added lyrics, or maybe they've switched up the melodies, or it always kind of evolves. So we asked Dara, how do you decide when a song is actually finished?
A lot of artists will tweak until a song's kind of like done and dusted. I think there's a little vibe in the back of your head that sort of tells you, enough is enough, or you probably add up what you've spent in the studio and think actually it's probably time to call it and put it to bed.
See, utter professional, dedicated to music. He started in the music business when he was 16. He's written a couple of critically acclaimed books. Not only is he a writer, a singer, a songwriter, an author, but he also runs the Kusha Deep music label. So, he's busy on all sides, from the creative to the business side to everything else. This is part of what makes Dara so amazing. Literally, dude can do it all. So here you go. This is a little bit different than other tracks we featured. We hope you like it. It's Dara. The song is called Lights.
Sometimes it's darkest just before dawn. Sometimes this weight is too hard to carry on. Don't let the lights go out on me.
Saint Mars is an indie rock band featuring Tristan on vocals. Now, I don't know if you've seen this video or not, but when we mention Tristan, first of all, he's like 15 years old. Okay, so he's a singer. He's 15 years old. You may have seen the video of him doing a version of Adele's Hello. The thing went viral. It's had like 4 million views or something like that. He did that when he was only 11. So that's what really kind of got him on the map. But see, here's the thing. They've got such a unique sound, and they have a lot to say, too, because Tristan and so many other kids have dealt with bullying. And so Saint Mars uses their music, uses their platform to kind of help bring awareness to not only this, but, a lot of other issues as well. About this song, they said themselves, quote, "The song describes the antagonist nature of relationships based on attraction, repulsion, driven by passion, and prone to breakaways, such as bullying and harassment." So you see, their music has a message. We hope you dig this track. It's Saint Mars, and the song is called Help. Black Watch is an alt-pop group, and this song, Crying All the Time, is one, a bit ironic in itself. Two, the track is available, but the whole album isn't coming out until January, so they're still working on that. But we mentioned this song being ironic. Here's the thing. Singer John Andrew Frederick wrote it. The song's called Crying All the Time. It's ironic because he says he pretty much never cries. This is what he says. He says, quote, "It was written about someone who I used to love, to whom it was reported to me that she wept so much she really lost her looks, which made me very sad, if indeed it were true. I think I wrote the song, therefore, out of compassion for all the criers, as it were, and to use the word perfidious for the first time, perhaps in a pop song." And I think he's right about that, too. I don't think any pop song has ever used the word perfidious. I'm not even sure what that means. So they're working on the rest of the album. It should be out sometime in January, like around the 3rd, 4th week of January. But you can't get this one right now. This is the Black Watch. The song's called Crying All the Time. We featured music from T-Bars in past podcasts. Love her sound, love her tracks, love her music, love her voice, all of it. But this past summer was a big deal because she was named Artist to Watch by People magazine. They saw her performance at the 2019 Essence Music Festival in New Orleans. If you've never heard her voice before, you're going to totally agree. She is an artist to watch. T-Bars has the type of voice and the music that influences other artists. She co-wrote this Christmas song. It's called An Early Gift. She said, quote, "The song was written with the purpose to invoke thought as well as what I feel the true meaning of Christmas is from a rapper's perspective." She says, "With the current and unfortunate events going on in the world today, I wanted to speak on them while still keeping the lightheartedness of the spirit of Christmas during the season, all while having the honor of having Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. speak his words." Her debut album called Genesis is available pretty much on all platforms right now. But this is her Christmas track. Check this out. It's T-Bars. The song's called An Early Gift.
I'm wishing you a Merry Christmas. I'm hoping that your heart will listen. I'm wishing for the better days. I'm hoping they won't fade away. I'm wishing you a Merry Christmas. I'm hoping that your heart will listen. I'm wishing for the better days. I'm hoping they won't fade away.
I have a dream that one day
Blue Sails is an indie pop group made up of a couple of brothers, Max and Mitch Bell. They're from Aaron, Wisconsin. It's our understanding their early relationship was not peaceful. It wasn't all that great. But since they both discovered music, that's the thing that united them. That's the thing that brought them together. Pretty much, since they started this music thing, they've written and produced together. They put out their first album in 2017. Had a little bit of a different feel. It was more like a modern psychedelic rock thing, indie bluesy thing. So they put that out in 2017. Then this year they're back with more. I guess their music has taken more of a pop type of approach. So they've tweaked things a little bit. Not only has their sound changed a little bit, but also their lyrics have changed as well. I guess it's all part of growing through the process, or I don't know. I guess it's just evolving. Their lyrics are more positive and uplifting. I guess it's kind of going from a past period of obsessive tendencies to more ambitious and optimistic, looking towards the future. Whatever you want to call it, it's a great sound for them. They've got a great message. This is Blue Sails. The song is called Chosen. Samuel Jack is a singer-songwriter. We featured some of his tracks before. He's not like a coffee house type of singer-songwriter. He leans kind of more towards like hip-hop, which is kind of strange because he was raised on blues and Motown and soul. He's from London, but he's traveled all over the place. When he was growing up, his father was a film director. They spent a lot of time in Johannesburg. He's been all over the world, and so as you travel, you pick up different cultural aspects, including the music. All these influences come together from these places he's been all over the world, which is kind of what helps shape his music, so it has that unique sound, which is what totally sets him apart from everybody else. Dude is super, super talented. And, about traveling around and getting all these influences, he says, quote, "We need some new energy in the influential offices of our world, and it's not coming from the top. It's going to have to come from a new grassroots generation, bottom up. I look at the kids coming into the world today, and I just feel like we need to do better. We need to shout louder and work harder and make real changes to how we do things." He's all about, making changes for the positive. He's about helping people. He's about, not just getting complacent, laying down and letting the world be as it is. He's about standing up, change, positive influences, moving forward in a positive way. That's what he's all about. That's what his music is all about. And we hope you dig this track. It's Samuel Jack. The song's called We Are the Future.
And we won't stand up. We're the future. We're the sound. We're the future. And we won't stand up. We're the future. We're the sound. We're the future. And we won't stand down. Oh my love, lay it down. All your wisdom is gracing us now.
Bison is an electronica group from Toronto. They're working on the new music. The whole album probably won't be out until the first part of February, like first week, maybe this second week or so. So we have something to look forward to in 2020. There's 5 members in this group. One of the members is a harpist, which you don't see a whole lot in current music these days, which is really, really cool. And the great thing about this band is that all the members have totally different backgrounds and totally different roots in music. You mush all of this together, and that's how you get a really unique sound like this. I mean, we're talking about, backgrounds from traditional Irish music and Middle Eastern music to trip hop to jazz and folk. You put all that together, and you end up with an amazing sound like this. About this song, singer Sophia Alexandra says, quote, "The concept behind the lyrics of Recover were cultivated over many years of personal experience and inner growth. The insight that I gained eventually found a home in this musical composition. Recover seeks to explore the sensation of regaining and rediscovering clarity in moments of uncertainty. It's a song that delves into the tenderness of returning to old lessons and recalling the sensation of reconnecting to one's self-worth. So see, there's a lot of meaning in this song. We hope you dig it. This is Bison. The song is called Recover. Our final featured track this week is from rock band Dark Below. They're from Columbia, Missouri, and they say this song was written very, very quickly, which is strange for the group because, a lot of times, like we were talking to Dara earlier, sometimes you go over and over and change and go over and change and tweak and change and go over and change and tweak, and it goes on and on and on. Well, this is one of these songs that came quickly, but not at first. It was something they'd been working on for a long time, but it wasn't working. So, like a lot of things, you set it down, you walk away, and you come back to it with fresh eyes. When they did that, it's pretty much like the floodgates open. So they ended up changing the melody a little bit. They changed the tuning a little bit. They did all this with fresh eyes, and then all of a sudden it's like, bam, it all just kind of came together. Their new music probably won't be out until next month, maybe late January or so. They're also planning on hitting the road in 2020. The band is called Dark Below. The song is called Halo.
Don't live in fear of the future and the unknown. I'll be content in the present that I control. Do the best I can before I have to go. Now when the time comes, just put on my halo. My halo. Once took a look, I saw the bitter truth. All that I'd ever known was nothing but a ruse.
Now here are this week's bonus tracks you need to check out. Saint Sapphire, She's a Hero.
She cries herself back to sleep in a bed at night, 'cause she never thinks of you. Light a match and return to your ecstasy, a gold that keeps you true. Remember, tell her that all you think about is she. Just take a breath and stop being suffocated, 'cause she's a hero.
Uppermost, every human is an artist. Mono Inc., The Book of Fire. Fallon Kush, Your Halo's Bright.
Yeah, I was born with feet of clay. The best of times I ain't got nothing to say. Be great to be quick on your feet. The quick and the dead, well, they rarely speak.
Blackbird, Blackbird, It Hurts to Say Goodbye. Anatoly Sampa, Everything Different.
I'm missing your words, I'm missing your love tonight. And everything's cold, everything seems like a lie. And everything's sad, 'cause everything's different in my life. I'm missing your words, I'm missing your love tonight. And everything's cold.
Charisma, Snow Globe. Sontag, Overwhelmed. West Wickham's He's Acquired a New Face. Bliss Nova, Going Places.
But someday, yeah, someday soon I'm gonna disappear. It was looking like a sure thing, but appearance and reality, they don't fit together easily.
Kuza Black in Sin City, Christine.
You know what you mean to me. My glass always half full. As far as the eyes can see, my love, Christine. My love, my love, my love. For you, Christine. My love, my love, my love. As far as the eyes can see, my love, my love. For you, Christine.
Run Scared, Inviting Rivers. Castle Rock, Happy B-Day Tomorrow. Rose, Hopeless Romantics.
Save the messages you sent. They fill up in my my heart.
Morning Bells, Ghost Story.
The words, they flow much better in shades of the night. You say, don't you worry, You know this story. I'll see you through the end. Just listen close to your made-up ghost. I'll be your friend if you can get my story right.
Mike Barrett's Foolish to Try.
When I hear that voice whisper in my ear, I tell myself to listen, wait for something dear. I wait, 'cause if it's fate, I'll hear her voice.
Evan Rose, Something More.
Come on and fly away with me to places no one else has seen. Let us become something more. Under us, an ocean and a field. Another scenery that reminds me that there will be something.
Messiah Ramkissoon, Black Fathers.
More than manhood than muscle ups and busting nuts. More than childhood than Donald Duck and double dutch. Nothing can replace a father's love and mother's touch. No need for fame, black fathers are legendary. Watching He Got Game coming from the hood, often misunderstood, but still, black fathers are necessary. Fighting the penitentiary as well as the cemetery. Only right I wrote a song made for my brothers. And whether or not you get along with your baby mothers, our babies love us, our babies need us. He just might be that black father, the baby Jesus. To mothers who stand in the way.
Pushing Veronica, Bullshit.
Wine like a bitch, man. Flow like a bitch. Can't even shit right. You shit like a bitch. There's always more shit. 'Cause you act like a bitch. You can't even hear this. You're deaf like a bitch. Don't you try to come back with that bullshit look on your bullshit face. Spitting motherfucking bullshit. Don't give me any bullshit.
KB and the Idlewild, Madman.
You're a madman, coming in hot shit. You got the right, but you got to stop. Madman, fall in love with me. Madman, straight to the top. Said I can't deny, I'll make it rough. Madman, are you mad enough for me? For me. Oh, it's too much.
Unit the Storm, Roads to the Lost. Kayla Grace, Note to Self.
To self. Stop smiling, what you're hiding, what you're hiding. Stop smiling, what you're hiding, what you're hiding. Stop smiling, what you're hiding, what you're hiding. Stop smiling, what you're hiding.
Yo-Yo, Out of Control.
Damn, what the drama about? Don't let me pull up on the grass at your mama house while your lazy ass sleeping on your mama couch. Steady popping hot, but you copping out. I'm not the type to sit back and be quiet. I'm a riot. You tried it. Either you with me or you can get ghost in the trap while I'm coasting the coast.
First we out, no we back friends. We both got problems. I must admit, it's getting out of control. No, it's getting out of control.
Circle of Reason, Tie Up the Sky. London Girl.
My London girl, me I go follow you straight to anywhere you want. Me I go there with you, see my London girl. Say I go show you good love, my London girl, my London girl.
It's true, girl. I love all the things you do. You got that voodoo, girl. Got me doing all these things for you. She more international, rubbing and hugging and kissing and all them things. Them boy when I yard, she said them boy.
Blackheart Saints, Addicted to Love. And finally, Comfortrution, Mechanitronic 2. So there you go. That's this week's Sound Karma Song Spotlight, brought to you by One Big Web Design Firm, based in Nashville and serving clients around the world, building and marketing affordable websites to businesses in all fields. They specialize in websites for the music business, artists, bands, singers, and songwriters. Their designs have won awards for Best Designer 4 years in a row. Let them build a website for you. For a free quote, visit onebigwebdesign.com. That's the number 1bigwebdesign.com. Don't forget to subscribe to the Sound Karma Song Spotlight podcast on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts, and it's now available on iHeart. If you have any suggestions for artists or songs you'd like us to highlight as a blog or in a future podcast, let us know. Contact us at soundkarma.com. We think all music should be heard. Sound Karma. All music, all artists, all the time. Thanks for listening. I'm Big Zach. Over and out. Bye-bye.